Most small farmers assume chickens are the only reliable way to get eggs or make a little extra income, but honestly, that's just scratching the surface. There are quiet, often overlooked animals that can do so much for your farm. They help the soil, reduce daily chores, and even bring a gentle rhythm to your day. Picture having creatures that quietly work alongside you while you sip your morning coffee, without the endless cleaning or heavy lifting. Stick around, because by the end, you'll meet 5 animals that can genuinely transform a small farm. And I'll share a bonus one that most people overlook, but it can double your output without extra effort. Welcome to Golden Garden Days. I'm John, and I love showing simple, practical ways to make farming rewarding without wearing yourself out. Even if the days are short or your energy isn't what it used to be, there are ways to make your land work with you, not against you. So pour yourself a cup of tea, grab a notebook, or just settle in and let's explore these quiet little helpers that could quietly change your farm and your days for the better. Animal 1. Ducks, nature's garden, helpers. Ducks aren't just charming additions to a small farm, they're little feathered workhorses that quietly make life easier. Unlike chickens, which often demand constant attention, ducks have a natural rhythm that fits effortlessly into your garden. They wander, forage, and eat all kinds of pests, slugs, snails, and even insects that can damage your crops, saving you hours of hand-picking and spraying. Beyond their appetite for pests, ducks leave behind droppings that are packed with nutrients, acting as a natural fertilizer. As they move through leafy greens, herbs, or vegetable beds, they're silently feeding the soil and encouraging stronger, healthier growth. And if you're after eggs, ducks often lay more consistently than chickens, with less stress. Even in colder or wetter months, their eggs are rich, flavorful, and can even be sold locally for a little extra income. Getting started is simple and surprisingly easy. You don't need a large pond or complicated setup. Just a shallow tray or small water area gives them a safe place to swim and clean themselves. Rotate them through different sections of your garden, giving each area a chance to recover while they naturally fertilize and patrol for pests. You'll notice the soil improving, the plants looking greener, and pests becoming less of a problem. Ducks are gentle, easy to manage, and their presence adds a lively but calm energy to your farm that's hard to match. One tip that makes a big difference is pairing ducks with leafy greens like lettuce, spinach, or kale. Ducks fertilize the soil as they wander, and the greens seem to flourish in return, growing tender and full-flavored. The trick is to let the ducks roam strategically, giving the plants a chance to benefit without being trampled. With a little planning, this creates a system that almost runs itself, turning minimal effort into real results. Ducks bring a rhythm to your mornings that's hard to put into words. Their soft quacks, gentle splashes, and quiet exploration make even ordinary days feel peaceful and connected. Watching them work, you get a sense that your farm is alive, productive, and in balance. They aren't just animals, they become companions, helping your crops, brightening your mornings, and giving you the satisfaction of seeing a small, thriving ecosystem unfold right before your eyes. Even on slow days, sitting back and watching them brings a sense of calm achievement, knowing these simple creatures are quietly making your farm flourish. Animal 2. Goats, compact powerhouses. Goats are one of those quietly amazing animals that can completely change the rhythm of a small farm. They're not just milk producers, they're natural landscapers, curious companions, and surprisingly easy to care for when set up thoughtfully. Even a few compact goats can make a big difference. They trim overgrown pastures, nibble weeds and brush while leaving your favorite plants intact, and save you hours of manual work. For seniors or anyone with limited mobility, this makes them perfect partners in keeping your land tidy without exhausting effort. On top of that, their milk is rich, creamy, and versatile, perfect for cheese, yogurt, or fresh drinking milk. A small herd can supply enough for your household, or even become a small income source if you sell locally. Getting started is simpler than it seems. Breeds like Nigerian dwarf or pygmy goats are ideal for small farms. They're compact, eat less, and are easy to handle. A simple fenced area and a cozy shelter protect them from weather and predators, while giving them space to roam safely. Goats are social animals, so keeping a pair or trio ensures they stay happy and healthy. Spend a few minutes each day checking in, providing food and water, and you'll notice how quickly they settle into a rhythm and start forming little bonds with you, offering companionship alongside practical benefits. One tip that makes a big difference is rotating where they graze. Moving them from one patch to another keeps weeds under control, prevents overgrazing, and spreads manure evenly, naturally enriching the soil. Over time, your pastures will look healthier, plants will grow stronger, and you'll rely less on purchased feed. It's a small change that pays off in a big way. Goats also bring a surprising sense of joy to daily farm life. Their playful behavior, hopping onto logs, gentle nudges, or a tiny headbutt to get attention, adds laughter and energy to the day. Watching them explore, graze, and interact can turn ordinary mornings into moments of quiet delight. A few gentle goats provide steady milk, companionship, and a sense of accomplishment without ever wearing you out. They remind you that small farming isn't just work, it's rhythm, connection, and quiet satisfaction. In many ways, goats become partners in your daily routine, teaching patience, observation, and the rewards of nurturing life on your land. Animal 3. Rabbits. Silent producers. Rabbits are those quiet little wonders that can truly change the flow of a small farm, yet they often go unnoticed. Start with just a pair, and before long they can multiply, providing a steady supply of meat or even small income. What makes them really remarkable, though, isn't just their growth, it's their manure. Rabbit droppings are packed with nutrients and can be sprinkled directly onto vegetable beds without composting, giving your soil a gentle, natural boost. With rabbits around, your garden grows stronger almost effortlessly, quietly supported by these unassuming little helpers. Getting started is simple, even if space or mobility is limited. A small elevated hutch keeps them safe, dry, and easy to care for without heavy lifting or constant bending. Keep the bedding clean and rotate them lightly through their enclosure, and you'll quickly notice how well they adapt and thrive. Rabbits are surprisingly interactive once they feel comfortable. They hop, nibble, and explore with a gentle rhythm that brings a calm energy to your mornings, reminding you that productivity doesn't always have to be loud or exhausting. One practical tip is to use their manure directly on your vegetable beds. Just sprinkle it lightly around plant roots and the soil will absorb the nutrients quickly. You'll see healthier, greener plants in a matter of weeks. It's amazing how something so small can have such a big effect. Small actions, quiet animals, big results. Rabbits naturally become little partners in your daily routine. They quietly help your farm thrive while offering small moments of satisfaction and connection. Watching them hop around, explore their space, and interact with each other adds life to your garden, showing that sometimes the most powerful helpers are the ones working quietly in the background. They're gentle, dependable, and full of subtle charm, reminding you that a farm doesn't have to be hectic to be productive. If you've tried raising rabbits or any other unexpected animals on your farm, share your story in the comments. I'd love to hear how these small allies have made your land and your days a little brighter. Animal 4. Bees. Tiny gold mines. Bees are small, busy, and often underestimated, yet they are some of the most valuable helpers you can bring to a small farm. They do more than make honey. They are essential pollinators, quietly working to improve the yield and quality of every flower, vegetable, and fruit tree they visit. A thriving hive can dramatically boost the productivity of your garden, turning modest harvests into bountiful ones, while also producing honey that can be enjoyed at home or sold to neighbors, farmers markets, or local stores. For a small farm, this combination of increased yields and potential income makes bees a tiny but mighty investment. Getting started is surprisingly simple. You don't need dozens of hives. Just one healthy hive placed near flowering plants can make a big difference. Observe the hive weekly, checking for health, growth, and signs of swarming. Bees are sensitive, but they thrive in a calm, consistent environment, and with minimal effort, they integrate seamlessly into your farm's ecosystem. Their natural work improves plant pollination, which means your fruits, vegetables, and flowers can grow larger, more flavorful, and in greater numbers. A practical tip that many small farmers love is companion planting near your hive. Flowers like lavender, sunflowers, or clover not only attract more bees, but can also subtly improve the flavor of your honey. Your garden becomes a harmonious system. Plants feed the bees, and bees feed your crops and provide golden honey in return. Over time, the balance between flowers, crops, and hive creates a self-sustaining rhythm that makes your farm feel alive and productive without requiring constant effort. Watching bees at work can be surprisingly meditative. Their hum, the rhythm of their flights, and the way they move from blossom to blossom connects you to the natural heartbeat of your farm. It's a quiet reminder that productivity doesn't always need to be loud or labor-intensive. Sometimes the smallest creatures can create the biggest impact. They teach patience, observation, and the beauty of cooperation, lessons that ripple through your garden and your day. Bees are more than just producers of honey. They're partners that bring abundance, calm, and connection. They help your plants flourish, add a sense of wonder to daily farm life, and reward you with a product that's both delicious and in demand. By caring for a hive, you're investing not only in harvests and honey, but also in a deeper, almost meditative relationship with the land you nurture. Animal 5. Quail. The hidden gem. Quail are tiny, unassuming birds, but for a small farm, they can be one of the most rewarding animals to keep. They don't take up much space, they're quiet, and their care is surprisingly simple, making them ideal for seniors, those with limited mobility, or anyone looking for low-maintenance productivity. What makes quail truly valuable is their eggs. Small but nutrient-rich, with a delicate flavor that commands premium prices if sold locally or at farmers' markets. A few pairs can provide a steady supply of eggs without the hassle of large coops or constant maintenance, letting you enjoy the benefits of poultry without the usual work. Getting started is straightforward. Quail thrive in low-stress environments, so a modest pen or indoor enclosure is more than enough to keep them comfortable and healthy. Provide a simple grain-based diet, clean water and nesting spots, and check on them daily. Collect eggs regularly to keep them clean and encourage more laying. These small birds are surprisingly resilient, and once they settle into their space, they become a consistent, dependable part of your farm routine. Because of their size, they can fit into corners of your garden or small sheds that larger animals would dominate, giving you productivity without taking over valuable land. One practical approach is to rotate your quail under shrubs or along garden edges. They love to hide, scratch lightly in the soil, and in the process, naturally fertilize the ground. Over time, the soil in these areas improves, plants benefit, and you get more from your garden without extra labor. Quail essentially combine food production, garden maintenance, and natural fertilization in one small, manageable package, a true multitasking helper for a busy, small farm. Beyond the practical benefits, quail bring quiet joy to your daily routine. Watching them move, flutter, and explore their small world is calming, a gentle rhythm that adds life to your mornings. There's a special satisfaction in collecting tiny eggs daily, knowing that such small creatures can produce consistent returns. They remind you that abundance doesn't always have to be loud or sprawling. Sometimes it comes in small, elegant, and surprisingly powerful forms. Quail are the hidden gems of small farms, compact, easy to manage, and capable of bringing steady productivity while leaving your garden peaceful and uncluttered. With just a small coop and a little attention, they can turn overlooked spaces into thriving corners of your farm, rewarding your care with eggs, improved soil, and the quiet satisfaction of seeing your land flourish with minimal fuss. Now here's a secret that many small farmers often overlook. Pairing ducks and quail can completely transform how your garden grows and thrives. Ducks roam freely, munching on pests like slugs, snails, and insects, keeping your leafy greens and vegetable beds almost pest-free. Meanwhile, quail work in the smaller spaces, under shrubs or along garden edges, quietly fertilizing the soil and scratching lightly to aerate it. Together, they create a natural balance. Ducks handle the big, visible work, while quail take care of the hidden corners. The synergy between the two doesn't just improve plant health and soil fertility, it also boosts egg production from both species, giving you a steady supply for home use or local sales. Watching them together is a reminder that sometimes small, thoughtful combinations can deliver outsized results. By letting these animals complement each other, you're creating a system that works quietly, efficiently, and almost effortlessly, turning minimal effort into maximum returns while adding life and rhythm to your farm every day. And there you have it, 5 remarkable animals that can quietly transform your small farm without wearing you out. Ducks, with their gentle quacks and natural pest control, rabbits that work behind the scenes to nourish your soil, goats that bring milk, companionship, and playful energy, quail quietly producing premium eggs, and bees pollinating and adding golden sweetness to your garden. They all have a unique role to play. Each animal contributes in its own way, bringing life, joy, and steady productivity, while letting you enjoy farming at your own pace. Start small, watch closely, and allow these little partners to teach you the rhythm of your land. You'll find that with careful observation and a bit of planning, your farm can flourish naturally, efficiently, and beautifully, without the chaos of large chicken coops or constant manual work. If this guide brought a little warmth and inspiration to your day, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to join our growing community of thoughtful, gentle farmers. Share in the comments, which animal are you most excited to welcome onto your farm and why? Every farm is different, but the magic happens when you invite these small helpers in and let them become part of your daily routine. Until next time, keep your hands in the soil, your heart connected to your land, and your days full of golden moments and quiet satisfaction.